Good morning, evening, afternoon, depending on what part of the globe you're on and what time zone you are in. I'm your host, Skeptically Speaking.
And I am Sweet Pea from across the pond.
And this is the Skeptically Speaking podcast. Thank you so much. If you want more independent media in your life, please consider supporting the show. Support us on Cash App, Venmo, or Patreon. Good morning, evening, or afternoon, depending on what part of the globe you're on and what time zone you are in. You can find us, you found us on YouTube, but you can also find us on TikTok, Bluesky, Discord, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, Kick, Rumble, Twitch, Twitter, and now Substack. Isn't it wonderful? Substack. One of these days, I'm going to go live on Substack. Hook or by crook, I will just, it's going to happen. For now, I've just been doing posts and posting content that we do here on YouTube. But anyway, we'll get there. How are you doing today, Sweet Pea?
I'm doing better today, thank you. How are you doing?
And is it raining again?
Yes.
Blech.
It is abysmal.
That's all I can
It is
say.
raining, so yeah. Like if angels existed, the amount of rain that is doing, it's like they all went out for a drink last night and decided to pee over everyone. That's how bad it is raining.
I was going to go with angel tears, but okay. It's like somebody's crying up there. They're just watching our decision making going, oh my God. You know, it's just.
Well, if that is the case, yeah.
They got something to cry about. I'll give them that.
It is.
Today's show brought to you by New Amsterdam pineapple vodka and other natural flavors. I'm trying it out. I'm testing it out. I put a little bit in this Heineken. We'll see how it pans out.
That would probably pair well with pizza.
I think that. I think. Oh, the pineapple. I'm thinking of the vodka. I'm like, vodka and pizza. Maybe if you're hardcore. No. I definitely am not. Pineapple on pizza with ham, yes. Now, I don't know. I think this is going to do better with flavored drinks. I mean, it's okay in the Heineken, but I don't know if I would do it again. Not overly stimulating and delicious. Moving on. Do we have a show? Do we have a show? Do we have a show? Wow. So many tears. Speaking of tears in heaven, there are tears on earth. Lots of it. And a lot of these farmers, as you can see, are worried about losing their shit. And they should be. They're losing their shit, scared to death, worrying about losing their actual shit. This is where we're at in this country.
It's a little hard to have compassion for them considering they've just getting what they voted for.
I mean,
sorry, but
you wouldn't bet the farm, but these guys decided, you know what? We're going to bet the entire farm on a second Trump administration because the first Trump administration wasn't destructive enough. So therefore, we're going to do it again. I whatever. You know what? Do it. Do it, lady. I don't care. I don't care. Do it. You've already done it, and now you're going to lose your ass. You know? And it's amazing to me. What did Trump do for farmers the first go around? Fucking
nothing.
Fuck all. That's
nothing.
It. Didn't do shit.
Nothing. He done
Oh, I don't know.
nothing.
Maybe he'll do it right the first time, the second time around. It's like, yeah, it all depends on how you define right. Let's get into it. Lots to discuss. My God, just story after story after story. We talked about the job slump.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is the farmer's slump. I get this is. I got no other way to describe this. You know, you got these people that don't have the sense of a lima bean. You know, farmers hit by federal funding freeze, and they're basically scrambling to get ahead of the spring thaw. I mean, they're already struggling, and they're getting no help. And look at this rotting vegetation. I wish you could see this video that I'm seeing, but it's just sad. They're losing. They can't. I don't know. So sad. I mean, you were warned. We tried you. We tried to warn you. You were warned time and time again. You decided to play in black people's faces. You opted for racism. Here we are. They're pleading for emergency aid as tariffs push them into ruins. And not all of them have made the connection yet. They have not made the connection that this is tariff related. We're going to hear from the farmers. We're going to hear from their very own goddamn mouths. And one of them admits, oh, yeah, China used to buy all of our soybeans and this and that, and now they're not buying anything, and we can't blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, look at Canada. We started a trade war with Canada. What happened? They clocked it and turned it around. It's like they already had a plan. It's like, oh, okay, we'll just go to Mexico and we'll deal with them, and they'll buy our stuff. We don't need you. You want to tariff our shit? Okay, we'll do business with Mexico. Donald Trump inadvertently making Mexico great. I won't say again because we're going forward, not back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what would you like to say on this topic?
It seems that the Trump cult virus is infecting everything. There is people in Britain who support Trump are now wearing hats make Britain great again. And I'm just like when was Britain ever fucking great?
And you know, this is easier. This is easier for England to answer. When was England ever great? And for whom? What do you want to do? Go back to the British Empire?
Yeah.
You want to live the glory days of colonialism? Guess what? The majority of the people screaming for austerity and make Britain, they're going to be the ones living in poorhouses and workhouses and on the streets begging for tuppence for gin.
Exactly.
I mean,
and
the fuck?
I know.
Do you spare a penny?
It's just that phrase, making things great again. It's just, yeah. And these farmers in Arkansas were warned. They were warned plenty. And if only they had read the policies. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If they had read what Trump's policies were instead of blindly voting out of hate.
It's even better than that. They didn't have to read. They didn't even have to read. They just had to listen. And
they voted out of hate. Yep. They have voted out of hatred instead of doing what everybody should be doing, their due diligence in looking in to what the politicians.
Do you see the picture I have
policies
on the screen?
are?
Do you see the screen?
Yes.
Outraged farmers blame agriculture monopolies as catastrophic. Welcome to capitalism. No. They are correct. There are corporate farms like Tyson Foods, corporations like that are, we're talking hedge funds that are worth billions, will buy out huge tracts of land.
Oh yeah, they will.
They
and then
are
they
correct.
capitalize on that.
Monopolies are here, but that's capitalism. You don't like socialism, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to capitalism, baby. This is what it is. You voted for capitalism, and this is what capitalism is: maximizing capital at the expense of anything else, anything and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
It's all it is. There is no morality. There is no scruples. There are no hang-ups. It's maximize our profits.
Profits.
That's it. That's it. And they're worried. They're angry at this. Oh,
what I mean,
because it affects them personally.
Mm-hmm.
Now they feel a certain way. It's like, you know what? Fuck you, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you lose the farm.
Like
I'm
They're just getting what they voted for.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Let's
They're
go
getting
ahead
what they
and,
voted for.
Yep, and then some. Let's go ahead and peruse some of the articles. So this guy, farmers across the U.S. are struggling to make critical decisions ahead of the spring thaw as billions of dollars promised. Now, this was back in February, you know, and nothing has gotten better. Have you noticed the farming plight, the plight of the small farmers? They're not getting any better. And guess what? An initiative supported by more than 30,000 in federal grants are now on hold. This is Doge. The grants that are on hold, this is Doge cutting into trying to cut out fraud, waste, and abuse. Without this grant money, Roel, this farmer, worries that many of the chestnut trees and elderberry bushes begin to sprout leaves in just a few weeks. There will be nothing to stop deer from chewing up the baby leaves. He needs special fencing. That grant money would have gone. See, again, these farmers are so pampered. They get all of this grant money for this, that, and the other thing. Where is this money for the rest of us? We don't get any of this. Farmers get subsidies.
I think Bambi should have fun chewing all the trees.
My goodness, they get all of this socialism. And then when the money freezes up, they're like, what? But that's our money. What about ours? What about me? It's like, no, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Don't you have bootstraps? Pull them up.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just complaining about not getting USDA, blah, this, that, and the other thing. And these are legit complaints. Now do you see how important taxes are? You know, oh, the taxes. The taxes are funding your farm. Sorry about that. Get gone. I don't need to play an ad. Without socialist programs, your farm goes bye-bye. It just does. Hundreds of scared Arkansas farmers asked Trump for help. Whoa! Why are you begging the president for help? They're begging him to show the fruit of his love. Here's all the fruit you're going to get. That's all the fruit. That's all the love you're getting. He is going to come all over your face. He doesn't give a fuck. Chris King has farmed for 40 years. Go away. 40 years. Last week, he stood before congressional staffers in Brooklyn with a message he never thought he'd deliver. I have never been as worried as I am now about whether or not my kids and grandkids will be able to carry on.
Maybe he should have thought of that before. Why is it now that it's personally affecting them? Why are they only now thinking about what's going to be happening to the future generation? Couldn't they have thought about that?
They do not care until it happens to them. This is how fucking stupid and foolish these idiots are. You are going to lose about 25 to 30% of the farmers in this country if they don't do something. Scott Brown, who works 800 acres, and in the short term, they have no choice but to mail us a check. What?
What?
They have no choice but to mail you a check?
Wow, that is so self-entitled.
The entire Kentucky Fried Fuck no choice but to mail us a check. Where's mine? Where's my check? How come you get a check? How about all those black women that are being forced out of the workforce because of racism? Where's their check? Don't you think they deserve one? What about the well-read black girl? You know, you got Sade Perkins. You got all these women that are going through it. They deserve a check.
Definitely.
You know, you get to do what you want to do. You get to do what you love. These women have to go into soul-crushing jobs that they hate. And they do it just to keep food on the table. And then they got to deal with racism on top of that, and microaggressions and macro and whatever the fuck. It's just daunting. It's just over and over. They're not getting a check.
No, they should do.
I farm 800 acres by myself. I can't afford any help. I farm with paid for equipment. All my tractors are 50 years old, and I can't hardly make this deal work. Prices that we are getting now are prices like when we were children, and that what it costs for us to farm is astronomical now. Really, tell that to kids coming out of college. What the cost of living is. The price of a combine when we were kids was about $20,000. Now it's like $100,000. Yeah. Talk to college kids who are trying to get student loans. Well, you should. And what's their response? Well, you shouldn't get a degree you can't pay for. Well, you know what? You shouldn't get tractor equipment that you can't pay for. You can't pay for it?
Exactly.
Fuck you. That was your attitude to all these college kids. Well, their degree isn't generating wealth, so I guess it's worthless. That's what education is reduced to. If it can't generate money, it's not worth having.
That is an absolutely asinine statement for him to be thinking that because
that's how they talk.
You degree in a long...
Go on Facebook. My God.
That degree that you get will pay for itself when you've secured yourself a job that degree has helped you get. Does he not even think of that?
Well, you're not, but see, here's the dirty secret. You're not guaranteed any job, even though they say, well, if you get this degree, this is what you can expect. And then they get out of work and it's like, oh, we have no jobs in that sector now.
Yeah.
After 4, 5, 6 years of just struggling, the world has turned. It's changed. Everything's different. The degrees that they went in for are either obsolete or pointless. That is how ridiculous it is in this country. Oh, here's another one. This time last year, the rice prices were about 40% higher than it is now. Input costs have gone up. Fertilizer has gone up. Where are you getting your fertilizer from, Fred? Or excuse me, Derek? Commodity prices have gotten worse. This year is going to be worse. Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis notes that farm commodity prices have fallen to their lowest since 2020. Farmers are getting squeezed, making it harder or even impossible for them to position their businesses for long-term success. All this time, they've been benefiting from democratic policies. And then the tariffs. They're the final straw, the final nail in the coffin. For some, tariffs are what tip them over the edge. Tariffs are the ice cream on the cake of a perfect storm. Without tariffs, U.S. soybeans shipped to China would undercut Brazil's prices. With the tariffs, American crops can't compete, yet a Purdue University survey found that 70% of producers still believes tariffs will ultimately strengthen U.S. agriculture if they can survive long enough to see the benefits. You see what I'm saying? 70% of these fuckwit jackwads still think tariffs are good, even though they're getting fucking ripped a new asshole. The big beautiful bill promises expanded agriculture subsidies, but not until 2026. And you know what? And it's strategic too, because 2026, I believe, that's the midterm. So if the money starts rolling out by 2026, then then these idiots will start breathing, oh, just in time. Thank you, our Lord and Savior Donald Trump, and they're going to start voting Republican again. This is calculated, I'm telling you. We have to have ad hoc payments right now to make it through this year, they stressed. Unbelievable. Congresswoman Rick Crawford's district director offered sympathy but no timeline. Yeah, thoughts and prayers. Quote, we're going to do everything we can to get you the help you need, but for now the check is not in the mail. Farmers say they don't want handouts, but without immediate aid, Arkansas could lose a third of its farms this year. This year alone, a third of its farms. Our farming industry does not exist without handouts, without socialism. And you know who's getting the actual benefits? You know the people who get the corporations get the majority of the handouts, which I'm sure you already knew. Yeah, keep voting Republican. Farmers hit by federal funding freeze. Yep, we read that article. Yeah, they're getting squeezed. Here's another one. Oh, we just don't understand. Hundreds of scared Arkansas farmers asked Trump for help. They begged President to show fruit of his love again. You're getting this. There's the fruit. Blessed be the fruit all over your face. Under his eye. I know. Talk to her that shit.
Oh no.
Anyway, moving on. Intrusive thoughts.
I'm sorry.
You'll have
I'm
to forgive
sorry,
me.
but I don't think it's big enough to sort of be able to do that with it.
Yeah. Look at this. And this jackwad on TikTok. Both of my grandfathers were farmers, and my dad continues the tradition. Without farmers, there's no food, there's no community, there's no future. Greenheart, farmer. Fuck you. Country Barbie. Fuck you. You're more likely going to lose your farm because of your stupidity, because of your racism. You know what? Let's put it in context. What this is. This is racism and misogyny made manifest. And Country Barbie is like, ooh, without the farmers, we're not going to. It's like, yeah, you voted against yourselves. Why didn't the farmers vote for farmers? I ask you, why did the farmers not vote for farmers? Even if you were stone cold, self-centered, just don't give a fuck about anybody else, you would not have voted for Donald Trump. You didn't even vote in your own favor. You didn't vote for your own self-interests. You couldn't even do that. Fuck you, fuck your father, and fuck their grandfather. I don't give a fuck. You're going to lose the farm. So be it. So be it. White America is going to have to suffer more because we didn't learn the first time. We are going to suffer. Let's listen to some, you know what, these responses that are coming up, they give me life. They do. Because people are putting it in perspective. They know what time it is. Let's listen to some Black content creators for once.
After a horrible year last year where most farmers in Arkansas Delta lost money, this year's going to be worse.
Though President Trump's big, beautiful bill provided a much-needed update to safety net subsidies for farmers, they won't see those federal dollars until late next year, by which time some have projected that as many as 1/4 or even 1/3 of Arkansas farmers will face bankruptcy or be forced to leave the business.
But I thought this is what Arkansas voted for. I'm pretty sure this percentage includes a decent amount of those farmers, and we told them that this would happen, especially once the tariffs kick in. But we were told that tariffs are good. We were told to shut up, we were called libtards and snowflakes, and now they're complaining about the very things that we warned them about. This is going to impact all of us. We've already been seeing food shortages and food safety issues in this country, but it's going to get much worse as these farmers are forced to shut down their businesses. Many of them, if not all, voted for Trump because of racism. And we've said this before, racism is expensive. But hey, y'all got trans athletes out of sports and the Gulf of Mexico. Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, why aren't they wrapping themselves up in Donald Trump screeds on truth central? Why aren't they comforted by all of the winning? You guys won everything. You've got the perfect trifecta. You got the presidency, you got the Supreme Court, and you've got the Senate and the House. You got it all. Now what? You're not happy? Where is the joy? Where is the upbeat? Where is the, I mean, my goodness, you got everything you wanted. Next.
Mexico and China are the two biggest rice buyers for the United. They buy more rice off of us than anyone. And when they stop buying rice, we have nowhere to go with the.
Wait a minute. This motherfucker, I guarantee you, this same motherfucker posted on Facebook about COVID coming from China. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm wrong. These same jacklegs, these same fuckwits are the same ones who spread disinformation about COVID. The Wuhan flu, the this, the that, the it's like unbelievable. And now you're surprised China is no longer buying from us? The fact that they continued to buy from us even after taking all of our fucking abuse. After all of the conspiracy theories, you expect them to keep trading with us? I think the fuck not. What do you expect? Fucking assholes. Continue.
The right. It won't be a trickle-down effect. It will be like flushing a toilet if the ag industry collapses. Totally 100% dependent on the Lord Jesus Christ. I surrender it to him.
No, you simple fuck. If you were leaving it in the Lord's hands, you wouldn't be asking for a handout. You literally voted to not feed the hungry. Jesus doesn't fuck with you. But before we go any further, I must address the MAGA idiot in the room. Katrina, yes, I do believe that food grows on trees. Say the illustrious apple, for one. I am very concerned. Katrina, the brilliant horticulturist, made this comment because I said, does money grow on trees? In response to the Nebraska farmers who are begging for a check. The American taxpayers bailed them out the last time that freak was in office, and we don't want to do it again. They should have planned better. They should find those bootstraps and pull them real hard. And how are the Americans going to eat? These are cash crops we're talking about. Corn, soybeans, will be fine. This is food that is exported out of the United States. They said they wanted U.S. aid gone, right? Where the fuck do their excess crops go? To feed the hungry via U.S. aid. They made...
Thank fucking you. I mean, thank you. Exactly. United States, U.S. aid buys a fuck ton of these independent family farms. They buy a lot of the produce from them. Without U.S. aid, a lot of these family farms wouldn't even exist. They couldn't afford it because they're competing against the big dogs. And so the socialist government, the evil big government that they've been spreading conspiracy theories about, has extended the benevolent hand and bought their product and shipped it overseas. Guess what? U.S. aid isn't shipping much anymore. You want to know why? Because the fuckwit is in charge. And they're halting foreign aid. They're like, we're not sending them any food. We're not sending Africa any food. How dare they get our food? It's like they're the only ones buying. The United States is the only one buying from them. Who else is going to buy their shit? Nobody. There's not a big demand for their product. That's why U.S. aid has, I mean, you want to talk about bleeding heart liberals? That's a bleeding heart liberal project. It not only helps people overseas, but it also keeps family farms employed. It keeps them getting a check. Is it a fuck ton? No, it's not. But it keeps them going so that they get to do what they love to do. Keep going.
Themselves redundant. They are so stupid. This is what being a hateful fuck does. They need to learn a lesson. They can't get bailed out every time they fuck up. Maybe farming just isn't for you. If you can't survive without government assistance, like the welfare queens that you are, perhaps this is the wrong line of work for you.
Damn. I mean,
She's not wrong.
said it all.
She's not wrong.
I have no notes. Do you have any?
No,
I didn't think so.
No notes
So moving
whatsoever.
on.
I think she hit every nail in the coffin.
I
have nothing to expand on that further.
It's
There's
like
nothing to add
watching
to
a
that.
train wreck that happened
It is.
for 4 years. It was in the process of happening, and we're just begging, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, God, don't do it. And they do it. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
There's more.
Nothing. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I just.
Go ahead.
These farmers are apprehensible. Like, how dumb do you have to be to vote against not only your own interest, in especially such a no, the word I'm looking for, temperamental things such as farming, because farming is temperamental.
All
like
you
with
need
having to
is
grow
one
the plants and stuff.
one bad year. That's all it takes is a drought,
Exactly.
and you're wiped out. Except
Oh,
for the socialist programs that Democrats put in place that keeps you solvent.
oh, you mean the ones that Doge has cut loads of money from?
Mm-hmm. The very ones.
Yeah. So these farmers are the very definition of cutting off your nose to spite your face, because that is exactly what they've done.
I am so close to thinking, you know what? Maybe Doge was a good thing in some aspects. Because you know what? Maybe these family farms are the fraud, waste, and abuse. They are abusing the system. They are the welfare queens that keep asking for a handout. Gimme, where's my handout? Where's my check? How come it's not in the mail yet? Where's my check? You got to give us a check. We expect a check. There must be a check, or there will be no farms in this. It's like, you know what? This is the world you wanted. This is the world you voted in favor of. I've got nothing. What can possibly be added? It's like, my fucking God, these people are so fucking dense.
Do you know? Yeah, and this is what the point that I was making, that I was going to try and make earlier, but then I got distracted with what you said about let's make America great again, because then that made me totally think of the stupid British people wearing the let's make Britain great again. But let's get back to the point here.
Let me distract you
these
again.
farmers. You
get to it.
These farmers don't seem to realize what a delicate balance the economy is, and there needs to be that balance to make sure things work properly. Think of it like a clock, so to speak. Each part has got its place. Each part needs to work together with the other parts so it all functions together properly. Now, if we systematically start taking down certain pieces, it's not going to work properly. And this is what Doge has done. This is what they have done by voting for Trump. So them acting surprised that the clock is now falling apart is a bit... It's sadly hilarious.
Yeah,
so to
if
speak.
it's a delicate balance, why the fuck would you vote for the bull in the china shop? How is that helping
Exactly.
the balance?
It's not. It's not.
It's like, it makes me want to play that The Incredibles. Remember the evil boss speech?
The
Insurance
other point
business is like a clock. Everything has to be well oiled and lubricated for it to work together. Now, but it's just, I mean, these people will not learn. They need to be destitute.
No, they won't.
They need to lose everything. They
and
must.
what they don't seem to
and
realize.
Again, here's an interesting thing before I lose this. Oh, this just popped in my head, intrusive thought. Anybody remember The Grapes of Wrath, the movie and the book? Well, remember how farming used to be? Remember the Dust Bowl that swept through the South and Midwest, wiping out farm after farm after farm, and the only thing that saved these people from starvation was the New Deal from Roosevelt. So you want to make America great again? How far back you want to go? Because the further back you go, you're getting closer and closer to that Dust Bowl. Be careful what you wish for.
Maybe they want to start farm. Yeah,
The
maybe
Dust
they want to
Bowl,
start farming
that was-
tumbleweeds.
That was back in the 30s, the 20s and 30s.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like
Jesus.
everything was coded. I mean, they were breathing in all of this toxic dust. You know, it's like they had children were coming in with black lung, not from smoking, but from the dust they were breathing in and inhaling. They'd wake up in the morning and dust would be in the house because they had clapboards for walls. It didn't keep anything out. Everything was coated in dust. And it's like, you want to go back to that? You're welcome to it. Have at it, buddy. Last video.
Hundreds of struggling Arkansas farmers pleading for emergency federal funding amid a farm economy crisis.
And it's so bad that many are facing bankruptcy or even the closure of farms that have been passed down for generations.
Sounds to me like a bunch of welfare queens boo-hooing for a handout. Wah, give me money, give me money. What do you think, money grows on trees? You need to find those bootstraps and tug real hard. Frankly, I think it's in God's will. It was put on my heart that the Lord needed to take away your farm because you are a dumb fuck. You literally got everything you voted for. You're a hypocrite.
I mean, come on. Okay.
She's not wrong.
They talk about God's will. This is happening to you. Why would this not be God's will? Can somebody talk me off this ledge? Your God wants you to suffer.
Mm-hmm.
He wants you to go through some shit. Evidently, if your view of Christianity is correct, I mean, let's keep it 100. But they're the same ones that, well, we're going to leave it in the Lord's hands. Well, you put it in Donald Trump's hands is what you did. You put it in MAGA. You put it in the hands of Doge. You put it in the hands of Elon Musk. They fucked you over. Let's see how much you fucking remember come the midterms when it comes time for voting. Continuing.
Brett, you're an idiot, and I'm glad you're losing your farm. You need to learn a lesson. This is natural selection at work. Soon enough, a huge corporation is going to buy your farmland, and maybe you can come back and pick those crops, you know? Out in the sun all day long, hands bleeding. I see that in your future, and it makes me very happy, and I'm not the only one.
I mean,
she's not wrong.
Be for real and be open. Don't hide your light under a bushel. I mean, say what you really mean. You know, I mean, yeah, again,
I think it would be enlightening. I think it would be enlightening for these farmers to get out and pick their own crops.
Even that, I'm sorry. These people are so stupid. I do not think, I do not believe for a second that they're going to learn from this. Maybe a few. There will be a few, but we just read the report. 70% of these agricultural suppliers are like, tariffs are good. They're going to strengthen the economy. They haven't figured. You are facing bankruptcy and you're waiting for tariffs to strengthen the economy. The tariffs are on you, motherfucker.
The tariffs don't strengthen the country. They don't
No, they
strengthen the economy.
Nope.
You need a proper balance of tariffs to equalize out
the whole point
consumers.
The whole point of tariffs
purchasing things.
Right. Tariffs do not strengthen. Okay, tariffs do not bring in tons of money. That's not the point of tariffs.
No,
the tariffs,
consumers do.
Yeah. Well, the point is tariffs are designed to protect businesses here at home. But when you just throw out tariffs left and right like the Trump administration has, you are hurting the very people you claim would benefit from this. That's what strategic tariffs are. You don't just say we're going to tariff China or we're going to tariff this country and that country. You tariff certain businesses. You tariff certain products. You don't just say we're going to tariff 50% of everything. It's like, that is stupid. Let's go right back to the crash of the 1930s. You know, let's go back to the first crash. We don't learn from history, do we? All right, let's switch gear. No, we got one more video.
The U.S. government has purchased surplus grains from American farmers and sent them overseas to feed hungry communities.
Did you hear that? I'm going to turn that up so you can hear it. One more time. I want you to pay attention to the first fucking phrase that comes out of her mouth.
The U.S. government has purchased surplus grains from American farmers.
I'm sorry, the U.S. government does what again?
The U.S. government has purchased surplus grains from American farmers.
You're purchasing what again?
The U.S. government has purchased surplus grains from American farmers.
Surplus grains from American farmers? Surplus grains? Really? You mean the surplus grains? I guess that means all of the stuff that they can't fucking sell on the market. Guess who picks up the slack? The biggest purchaser happens to be the U.S. fucking government. You know what? These people are too stupid to own farms. You know what? No. Lose them. No, you're too stupid. You're too dumb. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. Well, I've been running. No. You know what? Let the monopolies come in and just take it all over, because obviously you can't seem to grasp certain facts. Go ahead.
Do you think the farmers will be starting to water in the plants with Brondo next, or Gatorade?
Desperate people make desperate decisions. That's all I got to say about that.
I keep forgetting you haven't seen Idiocracy, so you probably don't get.
I've seen
you
it.
Have? Yeah,
I've seen it.
Okay.
Last year.
Okay.
It was tough to get through because it was just like, it just wasn't funny, but I understood the concept of Idiocracy.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know, a lot of these people watched Idiocracy or didn't even bother. They're making Idiocracy a documentary, a literal documentary. Mm-hmm. That was not a challenge. That was literally a slap in the face of stupid Americans. You had one numbnuts that traveled into the future, and he's the smartest person in the land. It's like, wow. It reminds me of Futurama, you know, a little bit, where the dumbest of them survives, and he gets to join the, you know, it's like, oh my God.
I know.
Let's watch the rest of this. It's getting sadder, but you know what? This is how we learn. You touch the stove long enough and often enough that you're going to damage your hand. And that's, I think, what needs to happen.
And sent them overseas to feed hungry communities from Africa and Asia to South America and Ukraine. The program is called Food for Peace, And in 2022, it provided 4 billion pounds of food to 58 million people. But tonight, all that is in jeopardy after the Trump administration's decision to freeze funding for USAID. Hundreds of millions of dollars and millions of tons of wheat, lentils, and rice are stuck in ports and warehouses across America and around the globe. We're joined now by Kansas farmers Vance and Louise Emke. Their farm produces grain that ultimately makes it overseas. Thank you both so much for your time. Vance, let's start with you. Your wheat farm has been in the family since the 1880s. How does it make you feel to know your grain has gone to help people who so desperately needed it overseas?
Well, we do have a humanitarian and moral obligation to help, get food to these food deficient areas. It's also really good for developing goodwill with the United States.
And
this guy is a Republican, by the way. This is how Republicans used to sound. His grandfather, that man's grandfather, used to sound like this and probably was a Republican. This is how far to the right we have been shoved and lurched. This is how far towards fascism we've gone towards. This guy sounds like a fucking bleeding heart liberal compared to the Trump support, the Trump supporters and the Republicans of today. I listened to a speech by a Republican candidate who was running against FDR. He lost so bad he didn't bother. But the speech, he talked about programs. He talked about paying for college. He talked about, helping people like the government is supposed to do to promote the fucking general welfare. It's in the Constitution. Do we have to pull it up? These people are just stupid beyond words. They're just beyond dumb. It's like they haven't even read the Constitution. And if you were to quote the Constitution at them, they'd say, well, we don't want any of your communism. It's like, the fuck? What do you think is... Anyway, let's listen to some more.
Louise, Kansas Senator Jerry Moran says that stock shipments have resumed, but taking a step back, if this program ultimately goes away, what impact will it have on your farm?
Well, the USAID annually buys about $2 billion worth of surplus ag commodities like wheat and grain sorghum that Louise and I grow right here on our farm. And that does help support net farm income. And by the way, we are having a...
$2 billion. Did I hear that correctly? I thought I heard 2 billion.
USAID annually buys about $2 billion worth of surplus ag commodities like wheat and grain sorghum that Louise and I grow right here.
$2 billion worth of grain, surplus grain that's purchased by the USDA or USAID, and the United States, the Food and Drug Administration as well. I'm sorry, the agriculture. Sorry, got my acronyms mixed up. But they're the ones who purchase a lot of this. $2 billion. That's all going away. And what are you going to do when you can't sell your shit?
On our farm, and that does help support net farm income. And by the way, we are having a real crisis out here in terms of income. Kansas State University economists say cost reducing wheat is $2 a bushel higher than what the market is currently giving us. So, any market like through USAID is definitely appreciated.
Yeah, Louise, how would you say that the Food for Aid program has benefited you?
Well, it's been, there's only so many Kansans, and we cannot clearly eat all the wheat that we produce or the grain sorghum. And so we rely on customers, whether that's USAID or...
You remember that government cheese? You probably wouldn't, but they used to sell they used to have blocks of government cheese that they would give out in food pantries. They were just giving out huge blocks of cheese. There is cheese that gets bought by the United States government, and it's just stored in like cold climates, and it's kept. Mm-hmm. It's like there's no there. Of all the dairy products, I think cheese we have the biggest surplus of. We just can't get rid of it fast enough. So the government is buying it and then donating it to food pantries, or they were. This is years ago.
Yeah, no, I've heard some friends talk about those cheese stores that are basically like kind of like refrigerated. So these blocks of huge chunks of cheese like can store for years and years.
Yeah,
and
and
years
if
and
you
years.
could get the sliced government cheese, oh, you had struck the lottery. Oh my God. Pre-sliced cheese. I mean, it was stuck together. You had to make sure you didn't let it melt, and then you had to kind of peel it away. But you could have sandwiches for weeks
these
if you
places
didn't get
open
into
to
it,
visit.
which a lot of grilled cheese sandwiches we had when that came in. It was like, woo!
You know, grilled cheese sandwiches and cream of tomato soup.
Yeah.
Heaven.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's listen to the rest.
Other countries through USAID, we need customers to buy our product, or we're SOL. I mean, we don't have a market, and it's critical, absolutely critical.
Well, anyway, these grain commodities are going to a lot of these food deficient areas like sub-Saharan Africa, the Middle East, Latin and South America, Ukraine, and are helping to.
Boy, doesn't he sound like a bleeding heart liberal?
Plus for the program. But in addition, the USAID funds a lot of research at land-grant universities like K-State, and right now $50 million worth of research at K-State is in jeopardy because of the problem right now with USAID.
We need that funding for research for not just their varieties, whatever research, like we've been in a drought. We need drought-resistant varieties. Farmers can't afford to do their own research. I mean, we don't have the plots, neither do they have the expertise.
And Vance, I know that you're a Republican.
I forgot all about that. Think of all of the research that is done for farmers for them to be able to plan for a successful harvest. Universities were funded by the U.S. government to fund research into that. How to get the best seeds, how to get the best fertilizers, what should we look for? All of that research. These farmers depend on bleeding heart liberals and universities, the very ones that they are accusing of indoctrinating their children.
Just another point I want to make out as well. Also, with them putting the tariffs up the way they are, and then in other countries doing tariffs.
Yeah.
Retaliative, yes, tariffs.
Retaliatory.
There's only so much money that the government's going to be able to spend buying these farmers' grains before the money runs out. And they're not going to be able to afford to import
Here's the dirty secret
from overseas.
Here's the dirty secret. There is no shortage of money. It's not a money shortage. It's a funding shortage. They're not they're giving the money to billionaires and subsidizing them instead of the farmers. And this person admits to being a Republican. And I'm like, why? I'm sorry. Reagan should have told you what Republicanism is all about. If you did not learn, this man is old enough. If you did not learn from the Reagan administration, fuck you. I don't care if you lose your farm now. You should have known better.
Just a quick question, but the government wouldn't be getting any money back from the billionaires because they don't pay their taxes.
No, I mean, again, this is trickle up economics, not trickle down. Actually, no, I should say geyser up. It's just a, it's Yellowstone Park for these fuckwits. But yeah, let's get through the rest of this. I'm sick and tired of listening to him, but let's. Okay. One last thought.
Yeah, just one last thought. When Republicans mention trickle-down economics, I think of this film that I watched where there's this platform and it's got like a load of food on it and you've got over like 400 levels going down, but everybody's only supposed to be taking their portion of what food is supposed to be on the platform. So there's food for all 400 levels. And it seems that all the greedy ones up the top are grabbing all the food and then there's nothing left for
taking the
people
lion's
on
share.
the
So by
lower
the time,
levels.
by the time it gets to the lower level, they're the ones starving to
It's
death.
empty. Yeah, exactly. This is what I think when Republicans say about trickle-down economics. It doesn't work.
Yep, that's about it. Let's continue.
Sorry,
Community
that's all
where
my thoughts
85%
on
of
that.
voters cast their ballots for President Trump. You have said that you did not vote for him. How is the move to dismantle USAID being received in your community?
Well, everybody looks at it from a very practical point of view that, there's a very valuable market that has vanished, and that's going to have a consequence on the Kansas City and Chicago Board of Trade.
Luis and Vance Emke, we thank you so much for your insight and sharing your time.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Bye. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Farmers are going to lose their ass unless they get socialism soon. Without socialism, you know what? Let's start calling these farmers welfare queens, because it's the very same thing that they accuse black people of being. Oh, you just put your welfare queens. It's like, you know what? Let's turn it. Let's flip the script. Let's flip the switch. You are now the welfare queens.
There's only one thing that I can think to say to the farmers who voted for Trump and now complaining because it's affecting them. Just one thing. I never thought the leopards would eat my face.
Yeah. Me. I never thought the leopards would eat my face. Oh, I never thought leopards would eat my face. You know what? Should have listened to black women. They tried to warn you. Even after all the shit you gave them for the last 25, 30 years of your life. They tried telling you. They tried warning you. Let's talk about guns, shall we? Oh, by the way, you want to see a nice picture of Donald Trump? This fucking...
No, but go on.
This is after he got booed at the U.S. Open tennis match, I think it was. There he is, popping pills. There he is, popping his Soma. Yeah, he's a pill popper. What a drug addict bum from Queens. This fucking guy.
Is that Adderall?
I don't know what the fuck that is. There have been so many conspiracy theories of what pill that is. We do not know. It looks square to me, but that's all I've got.
No, it's a little and round. That could be a number of things. Quite hard to see without seeing what the pharmaceutical mark
it ain't
on
Pez. I'll tell
is
you
to
what.
tell.
What a disgusting, nasty face this guy has. Gross. Look at that skin. Oh, it's just gross.
His skin's oilier than Elvis Presley.
It's just like it's like bad leather. Anyway, let's talk about guns, shall we? Yeah,
Even bad
mom
leather looks better than
charged
that.
after 2-year-old grabs gun from her purse, kills himself right in front of his 8-year-old sister. This is what we got to deal with in the United States. When was the last time this happened in the UK? Can you remember? A mom having a weapon. No, it hasn't happened.
No.
An Indiana woman is accused of allowing her 2-year-old son to gain access to her gun, and he shoots himself in the head, which killed him.
That gun should have been properly locked away, and we haven't had any shootings in the UK since Dunblane because of the gun reforms and legislations and licenses and stuff that we've got in place.
Yeah. A judge issued a no-contact order for Bickett's 9-year-old daughter who witnessed her brother's fatal shooting. So she's not even allowed to be near her own daughter. I wish they'd do the same for white people as well, not just her. June 19th, this happened not too long ago. Bickett was in the parking lot of a CVS where her son allegedly reached into her unzipped purse and pulled out the 9mm Glock. Before the mother of her daughter knew what was happening, the little boy fired a shot which hit him in the head.
That is a
9mm
terrible
Glock.
thing.
No safety on at all?
Probably using
He was
it for
pronounced
protection,
dead
she
after
was.
arriving. Yeah.
She should have made sure that was locked away, though, with young kids in the house.
But this is what
I
we've
feel
done
for her.
in this country. We've convinced people that we're safer. The more guns we have, the safer we'll be. And the more access to firearms, the majority of gun deaths happen because of safety related. It isn't because someone's hunting the other person. It's because of either it happens at home or it happens in the car. Here we are. The mother cried in court after the judge announced the no contact order. The daughter's grandmother will care for her. Well, I mean, this is what happens. The more guns you have in circulation, you're going to get this. The likelihood of this happening goes up the more guns you have. It was an absolute accident. She may have had negligence for not having the gun in a safe place, but she would never harm any of her. Okay, well, that's besides the point. She loves her kids to death. Wrong choice of words, Etheridge. Is this her lawyer? It's tearing her daughter up. Oh my God. Hold on. Let me see if mother cried in court. Goodness God. She loves her kids to death. Yeah. Yes, she does. We've convinced ourselves that we're safer with weapons at the ready. You know, it's like these morons they sleep with a gun under the pillow or in the nightside table. It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it is really bad. But she should have made sure the gun was safe away from her children. I understand that she's probably got it for protection because there is a lot of violence towards
have
Black
you noticed
people out there at the moment.
Well, have you noticed that the majority of the crimes come from right-wing Republican run states?
No, exactly.
It's funny how that works.
We were watching a video the other day of that black man in his car waiting to go into work, and then you got some white cis Republican male shooting at him.
Hey, you better run, boy. Yeah.
No, exactly.
That was not because he was afraid of. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah. So I'm not going to be too hard on that woman. She probably had that gun for protection. The only thing that I wish is that she had that gun in a safe place where her children couldn't have got hold of it.
But that's the whole point. If you're going to carry, if you're going to have a weapon, if you're going to have a gun for protection, you're going to need it either on you or in a purse or in some kind of a bag. It's like that's the only way. Yeah. So yeah, let's have more unrestricted access to firearms. Here's another story. A 19-year-old was gonna kill her ex. Parents of a teenager in Washington state became so concerned about her allegedly homicidal intentions after reading her journal, and then they called 911. So she was taken into custody. So she leaves the house. She says, what does she say? You know, she's been hospitalized for self-harming, suicide attempts. And so, according to the parents, she left the house telling her parents that she was going to go graffiti a house, whatever that means. But basically she had more sinister intentions in mind. So as soon as she left, they go into her room and they find her journal, and she writes, I have the gun now, 3 rounds of slug of buckshot. The shotgun is heavy. He told me that if I don't hold it right, my arm will get blown off. I have 3 chances to get this right, and I don't want to resort to knives.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So she orders a shotgun. She was unable to get the shotgun because there's a cool down period. According to Washington state law, you have to wait a certain amount of time before you can get the firearm, because the majority of firearms are purchased in the heat of the moment. That's what that cool down period, cool down period is. Now the ERPO.
Yeah, we got that in the UK.
Yeah, they also halted the final sale of the shotgun because there were so many red flags. So they said, no, we can't, because you've got a flag on your name and we can't sell you the firearm. Red flag laws actually worked. Amazing. Now, the parents believe that the daughter was planning to kill her ex-boyfriend and then attempt suicide by cop. So they tracked her phone and reportedly showed up at her ex-boyfriend's house. Oh, shit. So they send the cops over there. The officers were dispatched to the ex's house. According to court documents, a call came from 911 at the same times from the father of Morley's ex-boyfriend. So the father of the ex-boyfriend is calling the cops. He said, there's a female standing in his backyard with a rifle, dressed in all black, wearing a ski mask. Wow. So she ended up getting a rifle anyway.
Jesus fuck.
After a standoff, the police were able to talk her down. See, this is how you know white privilege is a thing. If she were black, she would have been shot right then and there. But they talked her down. They got her to drop the rifle and the this and the that. And then they took her without further violence. Come to find out, the rifle that she got it from her current boyfriend, because she's told him that she was receiving threats and she was afraid of being killed. And so this moron, this dingaling, gave her his shotgun to her. And that's the one she used to attempt to kill her ex.
Oh my God. I'm glad that she wasn't able to hurt her ex. But Jesus, what was her current boyfriend thinking?
Look at that face. She is on planet whatever the fuck. She's not. Get her off the streets. Keep her in a cell, and you just keep her there. Do not let her out.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you what, she gets out, she's going to do something again.
They should charge her current boyfriend.
Yeah, you don't just give somebody your own firearm. If she had committed, think about this. He would be in a world of shit. Had she actually gone through with it, he would be considered an accessory.
Accessory.
At the very least, my fucking God.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's all the show we have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for sticking with us, sticking it out. Please like, share, comment. We welcome you. And if you'd like to support us, and if you want more independent media in your life, we would love to be that independent media. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you on the flip side. More stories to come. We didn't even get to all of them. So much to talk about. We just didn't have time.
I know. I can't believe how ridiculous these farmers are, though.
Yeah, buddy. So you can find us on Facebook, TikTok, Threads, Instagram, all the places. Please follow, please like, subscribe. We'd love to have you join the Skeptic team. We'd love to have you on Patreon. Take care, everybody. And be well.